Hey people, Infred here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Greysark Undercity and Imperial Guard versus Eldar. For the Blue Guard team, Trunix is an Inquisitor offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat, has a bit of support about her too. Alongside, Piluco is a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee combat, begins with a refractor shield. Rounding off this team, Kasuga 7 with a Lord General, fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, really strong defense and support, can also add to this retinue. Looks like the Talon Desert Raiders, recolored red and blue. Red Eldar team, a couple of Warp Spider Exarchs. This is Kickin, and we have RedRe Venge. These guys are teleporting heroes that fight in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. Kickin asking the teammates to node the top, but I don't think they have the requisition for it. Alongside, and rounding off the teams, is Lucidic with a Farseer, support hero, fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control abilities. Good special, another special, knocking stuff all over the gaff. Kicking off in the mid then. Lord Commissar getting chopped up by Banshees, just hanging out, standing there too. Now he's retreating, and these are executed guardsmen with Inspire Courage to do double damage, but they can't retreat for the duration. Now it's worn off, they can run away. Although it still keeps the effect there for a few seconds, I've noticed. That yellow glow. Sweeping through the southwest now are the Eldar. Triple Guardians for both Kickin and RedRe Venge. Lucidic, the only player with Howling Banshees on the field. Guide just thrown on these Guardians, one of the starting abilities of the Farseer, alongside her fleet to run faster. It's a 30% damage buff and I think it's a 30% ranged increase as well. Rangers on the way now for Kickin and for RedRe Venge. I wonder if they'll go double rangers or if we'll see shurikens alongside. Looks like the Inquisitor went down in the northeast. Can't judge fights on Inquisitor, says Trunix. Maybe they are not used to playing her. But they have the northeast, and the Sentinels getting a decap here. Good start for them if they can get revived, which looks like they're going to get revived by Piluco. All is good. The Lord General getting the flak jacket immediately for Kasuga, and spotters on the way for Piluco. Double range as it is for Kickin. Here's the flak jacket with the incoming. Knockback immunity and range damage reduction. In fact, is it all damage reduction? It is. Just 30% less damage. Here are the Rangers of RedRe Venge. They can disrupt from long range. You can set up attacks and pushes with it. Set up grenades as well. Banshees might need to wheel around the side to get a good approach. Looks like it's 2v1 against Kasuga. They should have pushed this. They're giving Piluco time to join the fight here. And here they are joining it. Banshees might chase them in. They are going to chase them in, but there's a Sentinel here, and it's getting the ground pound. The Banshees are going to get stomped unless they can bait it out. Nope, they're going to get stomped and they're going to have to retreat. Maybe Lucidic shouldn't have chased in, but here is the backup. The RedRe Venge is here. Battle equipment on the way. There's incoming. Seems like it affects the Lord General's retinue members, but not the Lord General himself. Someone just died over there. It was the Farseer taken down by the Lord Commissar, just menacingly stares at her twitching body there. We have the medical sergeant in for the Lord General's retinue. Can hand out medical packs and repairs for the Sentinel, and the Eldar have taken back the northeast. Double ranges in play. No sign of the Pathfinder gear yet though. They can't use their pulse and they can't infiltrate stuff. Spotters for Trunix, guarding weapon team for Lucidic, with a shuriken cannon by default to suppress infantry, and it's double rangers for RedRe Venge as well. They have improved targeters. What about you? No improved targeters here. In fact, they've given up on that cap as well. That's a misclick, I think, unless they just want to decap it and then decap this. What is this? Inquisitor coming in from a flanking position. Spotters throwing in their smoke to debuff the range of these Rangers, and the Inquisitor comes in with a nice flank there. Maybe they should have Hammer of the Witches on one of the Rangers to take them down, because they are power reinforced units. Grenades going in, making short work of blobbed up guardsmen there. Lord Commissar's in the back lines, but they're being suppressed by the shuriken. Yeah, they can't really get through there. Time to back off. Generally don't want to try and brute force a setup team if you don't have the tools for it. Like a Chaos Lord or something to run in with his shield up. Just back off. Wait for them to make a mistake with their position and maybe catch them unset up. They do have the spotters. Smoke again. Offensive smoke that debuffs range rather than defensive smoke like the Catechans have. Rangers with Pathfinder gear for Red Revenge on both of them, is it? No, only on one of them. Lots of repairs for the Sentinel. They're creeping across the map here, the Guard. This is what they're really good at in Tier 1 with that Sentinel at the forefront of their army. Imperial Guard. Maybe, you know what, when they forced off both Lucidic and Red Revenge there, they didn't really make the most of it, I think, while I was watching Northeast. They didn't go for the power or the VP. They probably should have gone for the power. I guess they were taking the time to repair the Sentinel and stuff. Guardians in a flanking position, more smoke thrown in, more turrets going up. Eldar are pushing here. It's an ill-advised push, I think. It's a lot of las guns that can point at them pretty quickly. The Warp Spider Exarch trying to tie things up. Grenade goes in. Took half the hit points off that turret. Yeah, Eldar kind of got caught on the front foot there. Rangers still in play though. Guardian's still in play. And here's a flank. Could be a vital flank here at the end of Tier 1 from Lucidic. Banshees get in. And they don't get stomped unless they've been stomped already. Banshees, I don't think you're going to get away, ladies. Banshees are shot down. In coming up on all this stuff here. 410 to 441, Tier 2 for all the Eldar players. In fact, Kickin has Wraithguard up already. Looks like the Inquisitor's already down again. Having a rough time staying alive so far. Double Rangers giving trouble to Trunix, it seems. I mean, it is quite annoying to fight against double Rangers if they're used well and backed up with an army like this. Wraithguard are going to be bad news for all this infantry lobbed up as well. These guys with their Wraith Cannons, massive damage to all targets, smaller area of effect. They also suppress infantry. They have relatively short range though, and they're quite slow and really bad in melee. Guardsmen here holding this central point of the map have both those contested points. They don't seem interested in pushing on the VP when they force off Red Revenge. I don't think they've fully forced them off. He always keeps something in play, which is important. Chimera on the way for Trunix. Going to be under threat from the Wraithguard for sure. Also the Warp Spider could get the Power Blades to finish it off maybe or something. They have their Spirit Seer Warlock, allows the Wraithguard to see further and move faster. The Farseer also has that Spirit Seal aura, so does the Warlock. Just the Warp Spider Exarch that doesn't. But you typically purchase that leader anyway because you can't guarantee your hero's going to be around. Is that double spotters? Oh, from two different players. 355 to 441. On the power now with a Wraithguard. They can make very short work of generators. They can even try to target in between the two gens to hit them both, but looks like they're not going to bother with that. Very quick power bash. Sentinel's in play with a missile launcher, and there is the Chimera. Only shot 2 of its frag missiles there for some reason. There we go, that was a good hit. The Guardians with their Warlock leader fella who has that embolden ability. I believe it gives them damage resistance and a output damage bonus as well. Wraithguard having to flee, but they bashed all the gens. And we're back. Sorry for the cut. Been a hell of a few days in terms of replays giving me issues. Well, this game giving me issues really, with sound bugs and Steam servers going down, all sorts of things. But we're back in here. 322 to 441 on the VPs. Down goes that Sentinel. That was a ranger shot, I think, from Red Revenge's fellas. They've got some Wraithguard up as well. Kicking off towards the northeast here. This big old ramp. Strange place for a webway gate, but it is infiltrating all this stuff, including a Bright Lance to try and hunt down some vehicles. Chimera's backing off. Piluco has a Manticore on the field. Here comes the Lord Commissar. Tied up the Wraithguard. Great way to deal with them. Just tried to get them in melee. And they're off the field. We do have Power Blades in for Kickin's Warp Spider Exarch, a heavy melee weapon on a teleporting hero. get straight on that rear armor and take it down. They've spotted the webway and take it down too. Doesn't seem like... Oh, they do. That plus indicator there, the artillery spotters do have their tier 2 upgrade, which gives them the incendiary shell. Also makes their regular mortar shell do more damage, but they do share a cooldown. So you can't throw the incendiary and then the regular mortar shell. Smoke shell has a separate cooldown, I think. Down goes the sentinel. Are they all down now? No, Piluco still has their sentinel. Wraith Guard pushing up towards the Chimera. Nothing to tie them up. Inquisitor could Hammer of the Witches on the Spirit Seer Warlock fella there to help take him down, which would stun the Wraith Guard. Meanwhile, in the south, the natural VP of Blue is being decapped. We have Wraith Guard here, a bunch of Guardians, Rangers, of course, for RedRe Venge. Warp Spider Exarch himself is in the mid, grabbing a wreck point with that improved targeter's accessory. Well played the guard at the top, swept through patiently, got to the power, bashing it now. Chimera is causing some problems for sure. And that was a Hell Fury strike from the Inquisitor, and there's Hammer of the Witches on the Wraith Guard. Looks like the Spirit Seer Warlock was taken down, that's why they were stunned, I think. Or was it the Hammer of the Witches that stunned them? Either way, they're out of there. And a full power bash, can they decap it as well? Inquisitor's going for it. Level 2 Inquisitor now with no war gear. Lucidic in the mid. Artillery spotted disruption, and here comes Trunix. Wraith Guard couldn't quite get a volley on the Chimera. Looks like Lucidic is going to have to get the hell out of here. Good push, good continued push from the Imperial Guard, and they got that decapped. They've swept back through the southwest though, thanks to Kasuga, who has some Ogrins with their bonehead leader. I almost always get very close to calling him a knob leader for some reason, the Ogrin fella. Sniper rifle is in. Spotters decapping here. Red team are reeling. They have good armies on the field though, and they're all going or gone tier 3. RedRe Venge already into tier 3. So is Trunix though on the blue team. Has some stormtroopers up as well with an assault kit. Can RedRe Venge put pressure on the VP again? How are they going to deal with these Ogrins? Catechins can disrupt and set up a charge as well. Oh, here we go. Entangling Web. One way to help deal with the Ogrins. Very handy piece of war gear that. It's like a fire and forget, you can't move anymore ability. Pushing forward with the stand firm. So immunity to suppression. Wraith Guard can't suppress them and stuff if they get a good hit on the Catechins or the Ogrins. They won't stop them being entangled. East side. Almost some friendly fire from the Wraith Guard there. Stunned by the Purgatus. And these guys took a bunch of damage too. They get away with just the Warlock Leader fella. I call him the Warlock Leader fella. I'm pretty sure it's a Warlock leading them there. Down goes the last Sentinel in the game. Didn't quite get to tier 3, but got pretty close. Where is that Manticore, by the way? I mean, it's hittable for sure, but over there. Kasuga pushed up a little bit too much. Maybe it was going for a power bash, couldn't quite get it done. Farseer coming in, gets a special which wasn't useful, does have the rune armor, the psychic storm, that's probably what made them retreat, and the gravity blade to help deal with those Ogrins and any melee hero that gets close to her maybe. Meanwhile, northeast, these guys are looking for the webway maybe? Yeah, they're looking for the webway, they found it. They found it. Inquisitor now with the Inferno pistol, good damage to all targets from relatively short range, also gives you the awesome judgment ability. Sometimes can do some really cool stuff. Red Eldar team though are going to retake the northeast, it looks like. These guys might die. They put a little bit of cover down, but down they go. Kasuga forgetting about those guardsmen maybe? Not sure, maybe they didn't retreat when everything else was meant to, or maybe they just let them die to free up some upkeep. It's possible. Legitimate strategy, especially in 3v3s. Farseer with the levitation field somehow got in on a heavy bolter. I guess maybe it wasn't set up the whole time. Lots of buffs now. Fire on my target. 30% more weapon range when you combine that with stormtroopers, which Kasuga doesn't have. But if they get their assault kit and have fire on my target, they have insane range. Assuming you have vision, of course, over what you want to shoot at. This is Lucidic and Red Revenge. Lucidic down to 3 units, but they are in tier 3. Here comes a Seer Council from Kickin. Ogryns with the charge. And they get in. I'm not sure where the entangling web is. In fact, is the Warp Spider. Warp Spider's not even here, that's why. I'm taking a lot of damage from the Dark Reapers of Red Revenge. Can't even see them on the roster here. Dark Reapers with Inferno PvP damage, very good versus heavy and super heavy infantry. Ogryns are super heavy, so they can shrug off piercing damage pretty well, which is like the basic range damage type in this game, such as this Warp Spider's ranged weapon here. 270 to 321. Ogryns are very, very low. Ranger took one out there. Yeah, you have to retreat, fellas. Your one volley from a Wraith God could have whacked them out there. They're on the power. This is Kickin all the way in the south. Gets hit by a Manticore though and has to run. Was use this webway, I guess, did they? Yes, Kickin's webway. Lord General is down. Here comes a Bane Blade for Trunix against triple Eldar. Certainly the threat of the Eldritch Storm is there. Warp Spider on retreat, smacking some stuff in melee, trying to finish off something there. What was that? Oh, that was the Guardsman. That got very low. Decap the VP. And they are harassing it very well. What is this? This is some sneaky Stormtroopers going for a decap on Red Team's natural VP. The Seer Council here. A squad of Warlocks with power melee damage that can jump on you and stuff. They're really cool. Also provide a range damage 15% resistance aura. I said that in the wrong order, but you got the idea. 270 to 298. Grenade on retreat. Beautifully placed. Well done. Messed up those guardsmen. That was Lucidic, I think. Yeah. Long time Eldar player Lucidic. Been playing forever. Knows how to throw retreat grenades, that's for sure. D cannon on the way for Kickin. Another really long time player Kickin. And an avatar for Lucidic now. Neiman Russ for Piluco. Gonna be a good tier 3 fight, it seems. Those Stormtroopers got away. Maybe should have tried to get into melee there with that Warp Spider. Manticore. Some decent hits. Wraith Guard though. Getting some good volleys, being flanked by Plasma Guardsmen, and Wraith Guard are heavy infantry, so Plasma's bad news for those fellas. They can usually outshoot it because, you know, they suppress stuff and they do tons of damage themselves, but if you're getting flanked like that or you're being shot from multiple angles, Plasma's bad. Fire Prism on the way for Red Revenge, and Kasuga with some Kasrikit. Might be looking to drop in a Leman Russ soon, perhaps. Just waiting for some more red. 257 to 295, pretty even on the VP. It looks like Northeast is turning blue for the Guard. Wraith Guard got very close and had to run. Here's the Leman Russ of Piluco. The Bane Blade is now in the field on the Northeast. Kickin has a D cannon, that's a singularity. I think everything's safe here. Doesn't really affect the vehicles very much. Doesn't drag them in. Oh, that guy had a bad day. Eldar still putting pressure here. This has been a really long passage of pressure that they're maintaining with the webways. They need to put another webway up. Maybe a little bit further back. Wraith Guard with a really good volley on the Leman Russ there. Ogryns have got close enough to scare them off though. Here comes a Warp Spider squad for Red Revenge. How many units does he have? Oh, it looks like one of the Guardians went down. We can now see the Dark Reapers in the roster. Blue team not capping the Northeast? What's stopping them?
A power node. Roger.
Inquisitor should just run off that D cannon, you would think. I guess they don't know what else is back here, or the fact that there's nothing else back here. There is a webway up from Kickin. They did not put another one in the south. Ogryns leading the charge. Avatar's ready to fight them though. Provides some really good buffs. Gives them, I think it's 30% damage buff and a 30% damage resistance buff. Also suppression immunity on this guy. Pretty tasty in combat himself, especially if you can hit those Wailing Dooms. 227 to 295. Manticore with the Storm Eagle upgrade. Might get hit by those Warp Spiders with their haywire and stuff. It's more Wraith Guard for Kickin. why not? There's nothing really to threaten them up there from Trunix. Maybe the Inquisitor herself could get into melee with them. Single cap for the guard team, but they're getting a natural decap, but they are taking red team's natural too. They're really committing to this, just overloading the blue team's natural VP here. Imperial Guard need to... Yep, Piluco's here ready. Piluco is here ready. Ready-ish. I guess they were waiting for Kasuga to come back out. The Leman Russ got absolutely wrecked. Psychic Stormant in there too. Really good push from the Eldar. And with that Avatar there, it's going to be big problems. I mean, it is vulnerable to Plasma, which Imperial Guard can bring a lot of. But it's going to need to stand around and be shot at for a while for that to really make a big difference. Down goes Catechins. Catechins went down there. Catechin Devils to be exact. We have a repair bunker up. And now the Leman Russ is too far away from it. Down goes the Manticore. Fire Prism all infiltrated from the Pathfinder gear. Look at this push. Wrath of Cain is... Did they dodge it? They got suppressed by it, but they didn't get knocked over by it because of the incoming buff. Can they break out from this? Can they recover? Bane Blade being pushed off by double Wraith Guard. Oh, they're going after the bunker. The repair bunker goes down so quickly. Plasma Kashyyykin doing some good DPS at the Wraith Guard though, and a Demolisher scares them off. So the Bane Blade remains a threat in the northeast. The D-cannons are moving somewhere apparently. Moving up a little bit. Mess up these Kashyyykin maybe. Here comes a heavy weapon squad from Piluco. Perhaps with a las cannon help mess with the movement of the Avatar and maybe snipe that Fire Prism, which is here. That was the Levitation Field Seer Council in the back lines now. Triple cap for the Eldar. Not sure if the Imperial Guard can get back from this. So right at the start of Tier 3, they began this massive push on this VP, and they have not let up. Used the webways really well. Red Revenge has been insanely strong down there. Is this the phase armor for the Warp Spider Exarch? Hammer of the Witches does not finish, but the Bane Blade gets it done. Double cap though against the guard, and there's no easy way to get this VP back. Do they have a nuke available? Kasuga does. They might drop in a Leman Russ though. Or do they want to? The Wraith Guard there with the Fire Prism there. There's a rocket run from Kasuga. It's a pretty good one too. Certainly gets them out of there. And now the Leman Russ is chasing down the Fire Prism with the Executioner Cannon, which is more suited to blobs of heavy infantry and stuff, but will still take down the vehicle, that's for sure. Basilisk Flare debuffing the range of the Wraith Guard. Crack shot is on them though from the Warp Spider Exarch's global bar. They are persuaded to leave, and maybe they can get their VP back. Ogrins are being entangled there while they weren't moving, but they tanked the damage pretty well. They found a webway. Going to take it down. 49 to 273. They also managed to decap here. Well, they didn't get away. Seer Council took him out. Webway here from World, from Kickin. There we go. Bane Blade is still northeast, and they can steal this power. You gonna take your VP back, fellas? What's going on here? Not sure why they left. They're all leaving. Is there 2 Seer Councils or 3? I think there's 2. 49 to 263, single cap for the guard. They do get their natural back for a double here. Lucidic is happy with the webway assembly network they have. This is the Warp Spider's webway, so it's giving some energy regen to that stuff. 49 to 241. They are now getting their VP back, the red team. Some really late game Guardians for Kickin. Not sure what that's about. Do they have a vehicle to repair or something? It's just showing some late game Guardian love. Wraith Guard barrage. There's Purgatus that's going to do a lot of work. Inquisitor now stands there to shoot stuff. Might want to put her mandate up. There it is. Did a lot of damage here. If there was another player to help out, that Purgatus might have set up a really good chunk of damage. Hell Fury Strike goes in again, a good hit. It's double Leman Russes here, you know, with Executioner. Oh, there's an Eldritch. Does it hit the Baneblade? It does. Can they follow it up though? Wraithguard are trying to. That's low health Wraithguard. The Leman Russ can tear them apart. Not sure why this guy's leaving. That Leman Russ is just out of there. Stunned and shut down by the Eldritch Storm. I don't think they have enough though to finish it off. Did a lot of damage. Did a lot of damage. What's going on down here? In the south. Eldar right back on this VP. They're going to at least decap it here. Avatar getting las cannoned. Not the most efficient way, but slowing it down is super useful. You wanna go Melter and Plasma against the Avatar if you can. It's much more raw DPS than shooting a las cannon at it, but certainly helpful. They are going to get the VP. Fire Prism on the way for Lucidic. Yet more Wraithguard for Kickin, and why not? They're doing so much work up there. Trunix does have the Purgatus to help deal with them, but might want to get some Oberins up there. They're going for some Kasrkin. Maybe just trying to outshoot them after the Purgatus stun. Big heal goes in from the Spirit Stones of the Farseer. Fire Prism having some issues. There we go, it's facing the wrong way now. The right way now, I should say. Lord Commissar with his claw. Sorry, Fist of Brockus. Getting those periodic heals from the Aura of Discipline as well. Levitation Field. Manticore goes after the Fire Prism. A really good hit in there. Eldar with the 2-to-1 cap though. Wrath of Cain. Knocks over and suppresses that stuff. Taking a lot of damage from the Leman Russes. It's a late Manticore there for Piluco. Here comes the bunker in the middle of the action. Down to 22 VPs and Eldar are taking back the northeast here. Baneblade is being chased by triple Wraithguard. Are they leveled up as well? Level 2 on one of them. See a council helping out. Oh, they stopped chasing. Just taking out the bunker. As long as it's out of there, I guess they don't need to worry about it. Smart move not to chase, I think. If they chase, get caught, have to retreat super far, then the Baneblade is a problem. And if you back them off, you can deal with the Baneblade coming back in. Down goes a Fire Prism, got caught by Oberins, which shouldn't happen, but it's Dawn of War 2, 3v3. Lots of stuff going on. Hard to keep your vehicles under complete control at all times. Another Fire Prism for Lucidic, but there's the game. Eldar got it with a 2-to-1 cap at the end. Really strong performance from them. I mean, it's a good Eldar map with the webways and stuff. Certainly is, and they used them well. And they put massive pressure on this VP. Just couldn't shift them. They shifted them with that big nuke. You had Trunix with a level 4 Inquisitor. Level 6 Lord Commissar here. The Lord the General was down at level 3. Warp Spider's level 4 and level 4. And the Farseer did a lot of work with that Spirit Stone. Saw some big heals going in. Level 6. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for sending in a faction war. Always fun to see. I'll see you next time.